Come and talk to me, little baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in.
Tell me what's going on lately.
Let's talk about it. Let's go.
Topics, what we talking about? Let's talk about love. Talk about sex. Let's talk about us. Tell me what's next. Let's talk about it. Ooh, ooh. Let's talk about it. Ooh, tell me everything you want. Let's talk about it. Tell me what you need to know. You don't wanna miss what's going on. Ooh, ooh. Let's talk about it.
Yo, Jazzy Fizzle, Jevon the one.
Let's talk about it.
Slime, I hate you, baby. Tell me everything. Tell me everything.
Let's talk about it.
We woke up today. We woke up today.
That's
It's amazing. We got the number one blessing in the world. You woke up today. You happy?
That's right.
You
I'm
happy?
happy.
I'm happy. Won't God do it? Won't He do it? Hey, Jazz, you got to give me my verse on Won't He Do It. God, come on.
I don't
give
know
me
about heart, man.
don't-
Don't put me in there.
You don't know it?
Come on now.
Won't He?
Do you know the hook? The hook, that's one of my favorites, just the hook.
Of course.
You know the hook? Well, give me that. That's enough.
It's just won't it do it? Won't it? Won't it do it? Won't it do it? Won't it do it?
Y'all hands should be up.
Won't He do
That's
it?
the part that matters.
Won't He do it? Won't He do
That's
it?
all that matters.
Won't He
All
do
you
it?
know is that He did it.
Won't He do it? Won't He do it? Won't you hear?
Won't He do it? Here we go.
Won't you look?
All right, so here we go. Here go the song. This is how we improv, because it's an improv show. Every time he says something, we say, won't he do it? We're going to get his top part of the show to God and what he's been doing in our lives. So everything you say, we're going to say, won't he do it? Let's go. Improv it. Let's go.
Pick me up.
Won't he do it?
Put me down.
Won't he do it?
Play my feet.
Won't he do it?
Solid ground.
Won't he do it?
Every day.
Won't he do it?
Lift my voice.
Won't he do
Ain't
it?
gotta ask me.
Won't he do
I
it?
do it by choice.
Won't he do
Say,
it?
won't he do 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 it? That's what I'm talking about, man. That's that improv that I'm talking about. This show, Let's Talk About It, is amazing. I want to give it up again. Hey, man, you just ain't going to leave, huh? You enjoying it?
I am, man. You
enjoying
know
it?
my brother. You know I gotta
man.
stay.
You
I
know
gotta
me.
just hang
Go ahead.
around.
Gucci
You know.
down to the socks. I like it. Got his biggie on. I love it. Boy, give it up for the Guru of Publishing. If you don't know him, you know him by now. Guru of Publishing in the house of Prince, my homeboy Adam Bill.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Over here to my right, they're always to my right. You know what I mean? I don't like them on the left, I like them on the right. So when I turn to the right, I get to see so much beauty.
Melanin is popping.
So many smiles.
Man, skin is glowing.
Times
And
two.
they're always in here bringing the energy, man. Please give it up for the Black Betties.
Yeah.
We're going all the way to the back here. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to introduce yourself, talk about yourself, tell us about yourself. They just joined the Let's Talk About It family. Tico done been here a couple of times, but still she can just introduce our own self and we can talk about it. Come on, Tico.
I'm Tico.
Hey, Tico.
If you know, you articulate, you can call me Tokiko.
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 Tico.
Yeah, Tico is good.
Tick, tick,
But
tick.
yeah, I'm a singer, songwriter. I'm a free thinker. Period.
Cool.
Yes, love it.
Free thinker. Speak up. Speak up for me.
Free thinker.
Hi, my name's Shametria Gonzales. I came here from New Orleans. I am a singer, I'm a songwriter, I do public relations, but primarily I'm a free change agent, and I like to show up and just
Free change?
Free change agent, baby. I make change everywhere I go.
That's right.
Free change agent. Everywhere I go, I make changes for free.
Hey, hello.
Now
Oh,
we're
I
free.
love that. Come on, let's speak up to me, talk to me, speak it like you mean it.
My name is Jay Ashby. I'm a professional basketball player.
What?
I also have a full-time IT career.
Yes.
I work with computers, and I have a nonprofit called Fearless, which provides technology for kids in need.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're gonna play one-on-one.
My money's on you, baby.
I don't want the problem.
My money
I
on
don't want the problem.
Somebody should say your
I
mom
can't
is.
wait.
See,
Wait, I can't
She got those short nails too.
we got a ring on you.
Yeah,
She got short nails. She can hoop.
She got the short nails. I'm saying that she hooping.
I got
Yeah,
short
she-
nails too. I can
I'm
hoop.
talking about, you know what I mean.
Hey
ain't
man,
that short.
I love it. Come on, man. Hey, we
Nails
gonna
are not
play.
that short.
We gonna play. I
ready.
love it. Listen,
They
today's
short
gonna
enough.
be real.
Yeah.
I'm talking about real. We're gonna talk about things that people have been talking about. Some people have been introducing it to their lives and their relationships on social media, Instagram and all that. But we got somebody that wrote a book about it, that's living it, and that has a great ideology about what she feels about love, relationships, marriage, sexuality, and all these things. So we had to bring somebody in that lives it. I don't want to just always talk about it. We got to defer to somebody to know what they're talking about inside of what they are doing in their lives. And it's a beautiful black woman, again, with her own. That's one thing about our show. You can have your own opinion, your own personality, your own ideologies is never judged. We're just here to talk about it. We don't want to change your mind. We're here to add something to it. So please give it up for my girl, the author. I ain't even going to tell you the book. I'm going to let her tell you about it. Sahar. What's up?
Give us a bar, Sahar. Give us a bar.
Don't hold back. We want it all. I'm going to introduce Jazzy. Jazzy, introduce me like we always do. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for ladies and gentlemen. Old boy, Jazzy Fenzel Burgundy, Obama Luther King Jr., Jackson 5 the first,
Oh, boy.
Prince the third, Ryder the fourth,
On the Malcolm X side of things.
Rick James
From the That's My Mama episode.
for the best my mother episode. Rick James, bitch. And you know what Fenzel brings? The sprinkles is in the building.
I bring the sprinkles, man.
Everybody should be sprinkling.
Sprinkle.
Yeah. You know what I want that energy when you introduce me,
That
like
part.
you introduced Sierra and everybody else. Act like I'm the superstar too. They gave you 10 million. Come on, get it to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned into the very best of yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle, a.k.a. Fenzel Burgundy, Martin Luther King Jr., Jackson 5 the first, introducing the master of disaster, the book writer, the songwriter, the life changer, the motivator, the non-duplicated, imitated, always elevated, taking things to the next level, doing it for God, doing it hard, all the time, doing it great. Greatness is attained because greatness is right next to us. Because greatness is right across from me. Greatness is Jevon, the one, movie maker. Oh yeah, no shorts taker. Yeah, never faker. Yeah, Jevon.
That was crazy.
That's the intro. Huh? That's the intro. My brother. Come on, man. Listen, man. That's some superstar star and B. We don't do R&B. We do star and B.
Sometimes it's co-starring me. It
So you
is.
say you sing, right?
I do, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is amazing.
Another
because it's
singer.
something about me. When I hear people say they do what they do, I always want to hear what they do. So we waiting.
And I'ma keep it gangster till the day I die. And I came from New Orleans.
Come on, y'all. Y'all know we support everybody. Come on, we support. Come on, let's go. Snap the man.
It's time for us to talk about
Yeah.
what we doing, fucking others'
That was good.
That was good. That
I
was
got it
good.
from this right here, so let me just put it on up and support her. Y'all can read it out loud. You see what it says. You can tell them what it means. What it
It
says?
says, "Let me fuck your husband." It's healing black relationships through consensual non-monogamy.
Wait.
Talk about it. We're here to talk about it.
Wait, say the
We're here to
last
talk
part.
about it.
Slow that down a little bit, the last part.
Healing black relationships through consensual non-monogamy.
Consensual non-monogamy.
Consensual
That's the word.
non-monogamy.
I
Consensual.
love that.
Explain it to me really quick, real loud and proud. Let us know about it. Come on.
Consensual non-monogamy basically means you give consent to your partner to have sex and relationships with other people outside of the primary relationship.
Why did you name the book "Let Me Fuck Your Husband"?
So people to read it. If I called it healing black relationship through consensual non-monogamy, motherfuckers would pass it by. But say, let me fuck your husband, they like, oh, what that is, what that's about. So that's why I started.
Fucking your husband.
Nice little, right. Like, who she fucking my husband?
I respect that.
Call it
Since you at. So tell us about it. Like this ideology of yours, where did you come up with it? What made you do it? Made you live it? All that good stuff. We just want to know. Because I know a lot of us intrigued about it, heard about it. Is this like poly? Is this what it's called?
I mean, poly is a part of the lifestyle. It's part of the non-monogamous umbrella. But non-monogamy includes polyamory, polygamy, swingers, open relationships. All of that is included in a non-monogamous relationship. It just basically means you're not monogamous. It's just not you and one other person.
Well, for our people that's listening out there that want to know the breakdown, if you can give it to us in a very short time, break down each one of those. So what open is, what polygamy is, and all of that.
So polygamy is when a man has multiple wives. Polyamory is when either partner or both partners have another relationship outside of the relationship, the primary relationship. Swingers basically have sex with other people, not really relationship based. They just kind of swing. They have sex parties, that kind of thing. That's more really under like the lifestyle umbrella. And then you have people who are in open relationships. Open means that you have sex with other people outside the relationship, but a lot of these relationships are not just what I'm just saying. There's, depending on the boundaries that have been created between the two partners, you get to determine what is okay, what is acceptable, right? So in open relationships, either partner has sex with other men or women, depending on the sexuality of the other partner, and it's okay, but it's consenting. You understand? So it's not, so cheating is not a thing. Not that it doesn't happen, because you can't stop a lying, cheating ass motherfucker from being that. You know what I'm saying? Like a cheater is going to cheat no matter what. Even when you give a man permission or a woman permission, they still going to do what they want to do. Oh no, because women cheat. Honey.
So let me ask you a question. Since you said that we're in an open relationship and we have this, how do you cheat on me or I cheat on you if it's already open?
It really just depends on what boundaries you set. Like say for instance in our open relationship, you want to know about my sexual partners. You don't necessarily have to meet them if that's not your thing, right? But you want to know when I'm going to have sex with somebody else. But instead of me telling you, I'll go fuck Tom, and I'm fucking Harry, and but you thinking I'm out with my girlfriends. So even though I have the permission to fuck other men, I don't want to really tell you how many men I want to fuck. So I'm not being all the way open. I'm not being all the way honest, right? So the problem is that even in a space where people should be open and honest, they're still lying.
That's why I asked the question, because I love it, because you know what's crazy? Even if you open, even if you have polyamorous and you know, polygamy, and you in a monogamous relationship, one thing that's a common denominator, you still ain't stopped cheating.
No.
You still haven't stopped it. Even though the door is open, you still can't stop it.
Right.
Meaning you and I, we in this relationship, we talk about it, and I still can go and be misleading because we're not trustworthy and honest about our communication.
Because a deceiving individual is a deceiving individual. It
No
doesn't
matter
matter what you allow them to do, they're still going to want to do what they want to do and not share it with you. And it's unfortunate, but...
Question would be, now, you know, we're going to be on you because I'm intrigued.
Get on me, shit.
I want to know. Ooh,
Get on it.
get on it.
They should say get on it.
I got to be real careful with words I use. I got to be careful with words I use here. I can't do get on it, get in it.
I'll be like, okay. Who else joining?
She said, okay, who else joining?
All right.
Hello.
So my question would be, I want to know, y'all can ask questions too before we even get into this, because I know y'all want to know too. So in this open relationship, right? Is it easier to get over someone cheating on you than when you're not open in a relationship? Meaning I'm in a monogamous relationship and they cheat on me, the young lady cheat on me. Is it harder for you to get over or easier once you're open?
I think that the idea of cheating itself, like you understand that your partner wants to have sex with other people. So the sex part usually isn't the part that's bothering you, right? The sex isn't the issue. It's the dishonesty. That's the issue. So it's like, okay, we're in this space. We're already doing this. Why do you feel the need to now go behind my back? Like, what is it about our relationship that isn't working, right?
Wow.
So it's that part. The sex is usually not that part because the sex doesn't bother you. You're okay with your partner having sex, so it's not the sex. It's the why now are you still backdooring me?
And that's the crazy part. Why would he be backdooring you or the woman? That's making sense. And I remember my grandma.
Don't just say the women because men.
No, I said both. I said both.
Okay.
And easy. No, I put human being.
Yeah,
Let
for
me use
sure.
that.
For
The
sure.
human
People,
being.
for sure.
Because you know what's crazy? My play moms used to tell me, like, if we was outside, we was young, and we was drinking beer and doing all that or whatever case may be. She was like, "Oh, you ain't got to do it out here and let everybody know what you're doing. That you know you don't supposed to be drinking. Just come on in the house. Just come on in the house. You can do it in here."
Right.
And you'd be so embarrassed. You'd be like, "Man, I ain't going in the house to do it." It's kind of like you don't want to do what you can do. You only want to do what you can get away with. Take that.
Some people like that though. Some people like that sneaky energy. Exactly. Some people like that. They like the fact that they are getting over on somebody or they're doing something that isn't right. That shit drives people. People
Yeah, we
enjoy
talked about that because we
energy.
talked about sneaky sex, not getting over on people. But sneaky sex is like I want to get under you. You know what I mean? And I want somebody to come by and maybe peek in, and you know what I'm saying, we get caught. So that sneaky sex is that. But I think there's still a moral compass inside of whatever you do. I always say, you write your vows. I mean, if you write your vows, you can write your rules.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
I just wanted to talk about like monogamy because I agree with you, but let's talk about it. Monogamy was invented for rich couples to be able to keep money inside of there. So that foundation from the beginning was broke. It was really made for people to come together in congregation and keep wealthy families together. If we want to know the foundation, there's something called Cinderellas Syndrome that says that men automatically like have that stuff happen to us. So at the end of the day, if we start with the foundation of where monogamy started from, then I want to ask her, if we know that it started like that, then where does the breakdown become like mindset shifting or like who a base individual is based on what they believe, their perception? You know, I think it's great because I perceive it as that. But I want to know, like, where did you start from? How did you unlearn Cinderella Syndrome and wanting to be in a relationship and have a husband and all this propaganda to now have a base foundation of I'm free? That's empowering.
Well, one, I had a husband, so I've been married.
But look at you frowning too. Why are you frowning? Look at that frown.
I divorced that.
She ain't mad no more. Did it hurt your heart, babe? Yeah.
She said it like it stank.
Because some people live their entire lives desiring this relationship with this other person. And just like you were speaking in the other show, you were telling her about, you know, she's like something about falling in love and loving the person more than herself. Like, I never do that, right? Because I love myself enough to know that when somebody is not for me, that person is not for me, and I'm not willing to compromise who I am just to be in a relationship with the person, right? Man or woman. So when it comes to monogamy, I know that I'm not a monogamous woman. I'm not. I don't want to be. I enjoy sex. I love sex. I love sex energy. I love sex with multiple people. I'm just not going to be satisfied with having sex with the same person every day for the rest of my life. That would not. I love sex. I want to fuck all the time. And I just can't imagine doing that with the same person every single time. And the thing is, most people feel that way. Most, I know the majority of men, monogamy for men is a choice. It's a choice. And they do it for women. They don't do it for themselves. Because if you ask most men do not want to be monogamous. No. Now, a lot of women also don't want to be monogamous, but that's not how we're nurtured. We're nurtured to want to be with a man wants, to please a man, to be so that he can choose you. Right? Choose yourself. Yeah, choose yourself. Right? Because then you get with these men and that's not what they're being told. They're not being raised to find a woman, be with a woman and stay with her and only her. Only you're told that. So you're told different things. So that's why it's okay for a man to swing his dick around the country and it's like, oh, he the man. But when a woman does it, she a hoe.
Come on, talk about it. They talk different from city girls, and they have some they have a lot of different people.
Oh, for sure. But you best believe that they still look at Meg Thee Stallion as a hoe. Right? So she can be up there talking about a pussy and all this and that, but they looking at her like just like they look at me. Right? They think I'm a hoe.
Even though she's in a relationship with one dude?
Huh?
Even though she's in a relationship with one dude?
What, right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's about perception. It's about the fact that
I agree.
she shows her body.
Because here's the kicker. There's double standards in the world, and everybody got double standards in the world.
For sure.
I'll say, you have scenarios to where it might be an unfit mother, but you got to go prove she's unfit. Or you're not. Double standards. So you got double standards, so you're right.
And everything.
So when you're talking about, but see, me, I'm a little different. I'd rather say what you are and let me make the choice of what I want to make. You know what I hate? I hate a person that sells dreams. Don't sell me a dream. Just give me the reality. And let me decide. And I can respect that. The only reason I think that most men may look at a woman as a hoe, being quite honest with you, is because they're not upfront. You sell me something else and you talk. Would you agree?
Yeah.
You don't sell it up front.
I don't agree.
No, you should agree. Let me tell you why. You ain't got to agree, but I'm going to tell you why. Here's the kicker. And I'm talking about individual. I'm not talking about society. Individual for myself. The only way I can perceive, like you talking to me now, I don't perceive that because you telling me what it is. You like, Jevon, I like this, I like the fuck, I like this. Who you gonna bring? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna this? Ghostbusters? God damn it, I'm going. Tell them come on over here and bring the guns with them.
They better be sexy.
Yeah, exactly. So my point is, I already know. So when I talk to Jazze or whoever, I'm like, bro,
Right,
Sahara is this. I don't have to. I know what I'm getting.
Right.
I know what it is. The only time it's perceived as a whole, for me,
For yourself.
for myself, not in general public, because I just said stereotypes are stereotypes and double standards are double standards.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because you everybody got one.
Yeah.
But me, I'd rather hear what you're saying to me, and then I can respect it more. That's what she on. That's what she like. You like crack? That's what you like. You like weed? That's what you like. I don't like weed. I don't smoke weed. But he smoke weed. You might smoke weed, cool. But I'll drink some Tito's. But you like Hennessy. That's fine.
Right.
I'm with that. But I'm telling you that the hard part for most people is to be honest.
Yes.
And the reason it's hard for them to be honest is because there's always somebody next to them that you got to be honest to. Judging.
Judging the judgment.
We don't judge on this show. Yeah. We don't judge. It's real conversation.
Judgment-free zone.
Yeah, we don't judge. We just want to know. So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
So, do you agree that most men, I'm talking to men all the way back there in the back, everybody yell out, yell. If it's the truth, don't lie. Do you agree with what she said that most men don't want to be monogamous, they only be monogamous for a woman?
Yes.
And he said, let the men answer.
I want the men to answer.
He said, let the men answer.
Men, all men in the room. Do most men want to be monogamous, or the reason they're being monogamous is for a woman?
It's all for a woman.
For a woman? For a woman? Or you want to be monogamous?
Who, me?
Yeah, this
me?
for the
Yes,
woman.
I want to be monogamous.
You do?
No.
Liar.
Like naturally, do you?
Yeah.
You want to be monogamous?
No.
Okay, you being monogamous for a man. Back there, all the way to people on the producers on the show, I'm asking y'all, out loud and proud, do you want to be monogamous naturally, or is it because of a woman?
Because of a woman? Naturally.
Naturally. Somebody, we got one natural person.
I didn't have that conversation until my girl brought it up.
Speak up, I can't hear you. We talking to the producers right now.
That conversation only happened when my girl brought it up, so for me, it's because of a woman.
Okay, the person who says natural, tell us what it feels like naturally to want to be just with one person, one woman for the rest of your life. Talk up for us, please. This is our producer. You can't see him, but I want you to hear him.
Well, for me, it was naturally because, unfortunately, I started having sex when I was 12. So when you get, I'm 48 right now. So when you get to a certain age, you get to a point where it ain't about sex no more. It ain't about just fucking. It's about finding someone that can stimulate your mental. You can stimulate my, it's 3 legs, my middle leg. That's easy, but to stimulate my mental leg, it's a different conversation.
Okay, I got to stop you right there.
Mental
I love
leg.
that. I like the mental. I like that though. Hold on, but I got
Mental
to push a little farther. I got to push a little farther. Listen, I got to put. Hold on, I got to push a little farther. What I asked you was before all the vagina you was getting.
Right.
I'm saying, you know how you naturally want to be successful?
Yes.
Without being successful?
Yes.
Did you wake up and say, man, you know what? Before sex, I just want to be with one woman.
Right.
Not after all the sex you done got, and then you like, man, I don't want no more sex, and I'm tired.
My dick
I'm
don't
asking
work.
you naturally, the same way you naturally want to be successful.
almost 48,
Did you wake
dick
up
ain't
and
the
say
same.
you naturally just want to be with one woman?
The thing is that, for me, I guess for me, it's more than, to answer the question quickly, is spiritual. So for me, as being a spiritual man, it's just, in the scriptures read that I should be with just one woman. So that's where I am on that side.
No, I'm with you on that, but no, it ain't period. No, it ain't period. This is ... because I'm not letting him get off like that. What I'm not talking about once you got to the spiritual being that you are.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
with you on that, because you and I talk about it all the time. I said natural. When you came up and you figured out the first time you saw a woman as a kid, whatever it was, teenager, whatever, before you had it and broke your virginity, did it go in your mind and say, man, she's super fine. Lord have mercy. I just want to be with one of them.
No, I didn't say that.
I'm just asking.
And I hear what you're asking.
I'm just asking. I know after trial and tribulations and all of that, I should do that. But I'm at trial and tribulations being real. But it's some women that is naturally wired that way. Before they have sex, after they have sex, after they get their heart broke, all that.
Condition because
exactly.
No, I'm saying this. I agree, but I do think that it's some women who, because you got people, it could be conditioned.
Yeah,
it is conditioned.
That's all we see. It's Keisha Kior, and we see.
Yeah, but somebody, every woman don't see what you see.
Mm-mm.
I'm telling you right now, every woman don't see what you see.
A lot of them do.
But I agree with you. I agree with you. A lot of women. I'm just saying let's call them outliers.
Okay.
In the outlier percentage of minority, there's some women who crave from the beginning the essence, and maybe their foundation of what they saw in their house is the essence of one relationship. So so you see what I'm saying? So they from the beginning.
Yes.
But it's a lot of times a man can see the essence of that relationship in the household, and he still ain't craving. I'm just being straight up.
No, for sure.
It's not natural. It's not natural for them to just always crave.
But it's not natural for a woman either. Because when you start talking about natural, you start talking about biology. It is not in a woman's biology to be monogamous. They are conditioned and nurtured to be monogamous. They aren't born that way. You don't have it. A girl isn't born and she's like, all I want to do is be with one man. Shit don't exist. Girls are taught that. They are taught that you're supposed to behave a certain way, you're supposed to say a certain thing, you're supposed to look a certain way, you're supposed to do a certain thing, and if you deviate from that, a man is not going to want you. And so because women live their lives trying to be chosen by a man, they walk that walk because they have to or they won't get chosen. And once you decide that I don't give a fuck about being chosen by a man, I choose me. I live for me. I don't live.
Keep your hand right there when you say choose me. So let me explain something about choosing me. Everybody put their hand up there for real. Choose me on your chest. You know what's amazing about choosing me? What I love about what you're saying compared to most people? Because they might choose themselves. But you know what they're not going to do? They're not going to be honest with themselves.
Right.
Exactly.
And then after being honest with themselves, they're surely not going to articulate it to the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless who watching this.
Right.
So you get props for that. Because I can choose me, that doesn't mean that I can break the society or the traditions of the conditions. And I say all the time, most of the time your traditions is your condition.
But I have okay, we're here. I choose me. But just because I choose me doesn't mean that I still want to go out and sleep with Tom, Dick, Harry, Jim, John, and Paul.
Right.
But we're not saying that.
No. But I'm just saying.
No, but I'm with you though, because now
you
you're saying you in truth. You're not saying that I'm
because I do.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you're not saying society or anything. You made up the mind that inside the way she choose herself and say that's what she wants. You choose yourself. That's what you want.
Exactly.
But you're not in. No one would know.
Right.
But you can't say that out loud on this podcast.
Right.
And for somebody, and then at home or get in the car with Reese and be like, girl, you know what? I really wanted to tell him I wanted to hit. You know what I'm saying? Tank, and tank. You know what I'm saying?
Like the question you asked, and everybody was acting like they wouldn't do it for $100 million. A bitch would do it for $5 if the right man came into their room. Period. She would do it for a fucking shot or for free if the right man came into the room. That's all it takes. The same way a man looks at a woman and decides that he wants to have sex with her, we do that shit fast as hell. Now, I may not have sex with you.
You may not act on it.
Talk yourself out of some pussy fast. But if I see a man, and he's attractive and his energy and his sex energy is in alignment with mine, I'm going to want to have sex with him. Now, there's a lot of steps before we get to that point sometimes.
She said other times it's not.
Most times it isn't. I don't need a lot.
Right.
I don't need a lot. All I need to do is want to do it. That's it. That's all I need, right? But easily a man could talk himself out of me wanting. I'm like, it was here. Right. It was here. Shut up and fuck the pussy.
That's your next book.
That's your next book.
No, I'm not playing.
Shut up and fuck the pussy.
That's one thing we don't let you do. Hold on, y'all. That's what we don't let you do is let you run out here. Put that in your phone right now.
Hey,
that's
man.
your next one.
We making a song for that. We doing that song. We doing that song.
So do y'all agree that men sometimes talk they stuff out the pussy?
Oh, that is so hard.
Yeah.
Yes, because we already get it. We like, oh, I'm gonna get this nigga.
They be thinking that already.
Yeah,
And we be like, we'll talk too much. Why is this nigga talking about it? Why is he talking about it for real?
You be mad as shit. And then he put a little dick out. And you just like,
I get it. You be like, I get it.
You're like, never mind.
I don't know if
He meant to do that.
work with that little motherfucker. Never do him like that.
And you know what's cold about guys when she said that too? Is that, boy, if you wasn't blessed, I got in my movie, I think I talked about it before, if you ain't happy when he go pee, he in trouble.
Man.
No, I'm just telling you because there's nothing he can do about it either too, unless he, it might be some pills or some aspirations. But I'm saying if God didn't bless him there, we're talking about judgment. Let's go back to judgment. If God didn't bless him there, he's judged right as soon as he zip his pants
In
out.
that moment. No, sir.
Yeah, he's so, y'all can be like, oh girl, he's amazing. Girl, I'm about to give him
You're like, oh, wow,
Damn.
This is what?
You be mad as shit.
So
I think normalizing these type of conversations give women power automatically.
For sure.
And now desensitize the fact that, sorry if I got a little, but desensitize the fact that it's such a, I don't talk about sex. There was a black woman said, what happens in your house, stay in the house. Don't tell people your business. We don't talk about that. And now we can talk. We can say what we want. I can say, I won't fuck you. But I'm not like that, sorry. No.
I understand.
I was about to say, hey, let me tell y'all something. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if Jazze and Prince feel this way. When she looked at you and said, no, I can be doing it in this. I want to fuck you. I wanted to pause this tape. And I wanted to cut all the cameras off. And I was going to move this shit off this tape. And you was going to do it until y'all broke this motherfucker.
I'm totally fuckable. Thank you. Totally fuckable.
And move closer.
I just wanted to honor the space that it does take for y'all, for us to be able to say this, and then the more they see this, like Sister Girl telling her truth, it may not be our truth, but it inspires us to spark
live our own truth.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
What
Absolutely.
man do I want? What size penis? How do I want it? Do I want a boyfriend? Do I want a baby daddy? Some of us ain't go up and see nothing.
I'm so glad you said
How
that.
we know it. I don't know how to be a wife, and now I got a boyfriend. How the hell am I gonna do that?
You know what I love? And I hope I hope out of all of this that we're doing, that we're taking our time out to do. I told Jazze, and he'll tell you the truth. I'm trying to be as transparent as I am. I said, man, you know what I want to do about this podcast? I want to make sure that it's a safe zone for people to come and speak. Number two, I want to make sure that, you know, we bring people aboard that has the same hardship. Because the Bandits was here for one episode, then we talked and we like, no, we want you here. Prince and all these people, so we got the same thing. Number three, I also want to make sure that we make a platform that sometimes the people that don't have a voice to speak can come on here and speak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
good.
For real, we're
Support.
speaking for the people that are not
matters.
confident, not chosen, but you are chosen. I hope that this podcast move you in a way to live your truth, speak your truth. As I said before, you can't speak up for yourself until you speak to yourself. So I'm really hope in everything that we do, and I know we talk about everything and it sounds crazy, but underneath the current, it's all spiritual in God, I'm telling you. So I'm just telling you, that's what we're driven by. We're driven by the openness. We're driven by, you know, the passion in our heart. We're driven by the spirituality. So that's why I just want that hope that, like what this beautiful black woman said, is that you get to speak with your truth. And regardless of what somebody put in the comment, regardless of what somebody say about you, it doesn't move you because you know who you are and what you are. And I want to appreciate everybody in this room. If you never nobody told you today that you're amazing and you're great, I want you to know that you're amazing. And I mean that that from the bottom of my heart that you're amazing.
Yes.
I don't care what nobody tell you or what they told you in your past, and everybody that's watching, you're amazing. You have amazing things about you. You just got to figure out what you want to use. All right, cool. Here we go. So now, my next question before we get to this cage, I know y'all want to get to this cage, but this is too good right here. I mean, this is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a 9-part interview because we're on fire right now. I don't know about nobody else asking questions, but I'm going to keep asking because I want to know. So, have you ever, inside of sex, you say you like sex and you don't want to have sex with the same person, right? So, is multiple dudes, simultaneously something that excites you more, or multiple dudes at the same time, or multiple people, men and women? Are you into both?
Both.
Okay, so in the combination, have you had 2 men before?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So in the combination, having 2 men and having a man and a woman, which one excited you? What was your best experience, honestly?
There's no such thing.
What you mean?
I love pussy. I love dick. When I get 2 dicks, I'm ecstatic. When I get 2 pussies, I'm ecstatic.
Wow.
I love sex energy, right? I love when people, and I love having sex with couples, right? That's actually my favorite, which is really,
Oh, man and wife, like, okay, yeah.
not man and wife, or boyfriend and girlfriend, 2 people who are connected, right? 2 people are bonded and in love and share this thing, and now they're sharing what they have with me. You understand? So I'm this.
So what's that right there? What do you?
That's all.
Wait, so what do you get from that? Like
Polyamorous?
on in.
It's just amazing. That feeling is just amazing. There's nothing like being a third to 2 people who are connected.
Question. So what's
Yes.
the afterthought? Like once they leave, like what are you thinking? Like once they leave?
It depends on how good
right
it was.
Right after the after.
It depends on how good it
Does the
was.
afterthought happen right after the after nut?
Nah, we just chilling. We still fucking, or we go get a drink, or you know what I'm saying? It's not like you just I fucking come and then get up and go home. Sometimes we chill. It depends. It depends on the situation.
Watch movies or whatever.
Or whatever, right? That comes along with friendship,
Time,
right?
yeah.
Because people don't understand, like
Right.
even because I'm more of a swinger, right?
Okay.
My only relationship in a lifestyle was an open relationship, and that's probably the type of relationship that I would prefer. It still came with boundaries, but I, as a single person, as a unicorn, right? So that's where the whole dope ass unicorn moniker comes from. Follow me on Instagram.
Follow.
Is being that extra person that's bringing that sex energy and helping them connect, right? Because what you don't realize is that when 2 people who love each other share one another with other people, they actually feel more connected because in those moments they are free. Right? They don't have to pretend like they're not interested in other people. They don't have to pretend like sex with them is like the best thing that ever existed. They don't have to pretend like they're content. Right? They don't have to do any of that. They can go someplace and be nude and be sexual and grab a chick or grab a couple and full swap or soft swap or so all these are right.
What is that?
Okay.
What is that?
What's a soft swap?
Swabs. I don't know what was only swab I know is COVID right
It's
now.
a
Everybody swab.
You meant swap, SWAP, right?
Not a swap. Gotcha.
Right.
I caught it too. I'm just talking shit.
Okay.
So soft swap is where the couples don't have actual intercourse. There's no penetration. Right. So touching,
heavy
kissing,
petting.
fellatio, you can suck a dick, you can lick a pussy, but you can't penetrate my woman, or you can't, penetrate another woman if you're my man. That's called
Soft swap.
Okay.
Keep up, Vine. Keep up.
Now I want her to say it again.
We're a dry race board.
I heard it already. I know when people watching
race.
things, I wanted you to be
Right.
redundant. So
So
just like a dad,
they can get
they
it.
can catch it.
So that's a soft swap.
Thank you.
A full swap is when both parties in the couple also have penetrative sex with other people. Whether it's one person or if it's a couple, so say me and you meet she and him, we do whatever.
Hold on, time out. What's whatever?
Y'all do it.
Whatever we agree is okay.
Yeah.
Because even though couples are full swap, a woman might not want, or a man might not want another man to anally penetrate his woman. Like that's for me, right? Or him.
Oh.
Oh,
Or him.
Or?
Don't do that because there are plenty of bisexual men. But
you saw love. Go ahead, do your thing.
that's not what we talking about.
Sorry, when you say standing, I'm on that one right there.
It's called.
Whoa.
It's called.
I mean, everybody can love what they love, do what they do. I just love what I love.
For sure.
I don't love nothing but women. So that's why every time you see this podcast, I'm usually outnumbered. That's how I like it.
And that's how
I like it.
So that's all I'm saying.
That's a great, it's a great swinger
Lord.
numbers, by the way.
Perfect. And if I was a swinger, I'd handle it all.
Oh yeah.
Now you
Better know that. If
If
I was a swinger, I would be doing all the swaps. I don't want no men though. I don't want no. If I'm in it, my rules and regulations, I don't want no men. I want no men but me, and I promise you, I'm gonna handle it. I'm good right here. I'm cool. Where your husband at? Leave him at home. I'm not in it. So if I was in it, that would be my rules and regulations. And I promise you that I'm going to finish the marathon. I'm cool. I'm being honest. If I was a swinger, that's how it would be for me. Because I can't be. I'm not even really. I said this before. Porn like that. You know, like this is my porn, but swinging and you right next to me and no, man, that's just too close in proximity. I'm cool, man. I'm cool. Like straight up. Everybody can like what they want, but I'm too cool. I'm cool on that. Yeah. I'm straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of men in the lifestyle are still like that. So they get performance anxiety when there's another dick that's either too close or even in the room. So they may want to do it, but they just sit there all day.
And I call it education informative. I'm glad you informed me because it probably wouldn't work for me. Because at the end of the day, I never want to mess up my performance. Not just in anything. On stage, anywhere.
So you don't want to freeze up.
I want to show up and show the fuck out. And if you telling me, this probably won't work for me.
I'll be like, all right.
Yeah, if you gonna open the door and all that in there, I don't think I need to be in there, so I might need to stay in my lane. I might stay in my lane. Yeah, for real. Definitely.
I can't start this shit all over again.
Just give me my girl and let me Just give me my girl and let me and my girl go at it and do it everywhere else. Or if I was in it, it would be strictly women.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I'm talking about in the room. I'm not talking about sexual. I'm talking about period.
Now that's
Well, I like pussy though.
But you got it.
No, I like
Dude,
What she say? I
What
missed
you
it
say?
because we
Speak
were
up,
still
Marie.
laughing at him. I'm sorry.
Say it
I
again.
wouldn't want another woman. I would want penises. I've never had that type of experience to just please
You're
me
fine.
and you me, you know.
Please
a
me.
bunch of dudes.
That's what
I said
I couldn't even be in that.
brainstorming.
I love that, but if you're doing that, I couldn't even be in that.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
one, the only way I can be a part of that, it can't be me
It'll be
and
one
a
at a
guy
time.
in here with you.
One at a time.
No,
Be
you
outside
can't
the
just be
room.
one at a time. I gotta be first.
No, I don't want multiple
I'm not-
men.
Oh.
I don't want a lot of penises. I just want one.
Man, yo.
I said I wouldn't want a woman in the room.
Oh, I got you. We on the same
That's
page.
what, yeah, I wouldn't want a woman in
Me
the
and
room.
my girl, we
I
can
like
just
bang, bang,
go
bang,
crazy.
bang.
I was gonna say that's a gangbang.
Me and my girl, we just can act like what we do. We just have fun everywhere. I'm cool with that. I can't. Nigga be talking about running trains and doing all that. Nah, running a train. What? Boy, I'm only going first.
What happened to the no episode?
To be honest, my sexual fantasy
Is a good gangbang.
is gangbang.
Man.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to
Personal fantasy is gangbang. Gangbang. Ain't no wrong with a gangbang.
Set that up right now.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Hallway right there.
Hold on, I want to hear this. Hold on. I want to hear this. Hold on, Jazze. Hold on. You said what? Speak up for me, please. Hold on, y'all.
My sexual fantasy, I need somebody hitting it from the back. I need somebody hitting it regularly at the same time.
One of the pink, one of the
DP.
I want my
Little
mouth
DP.
around somebody at the
That's
same
right.
Uh-oh, airtight. Hey.
My sexual
Ain't that right?
Say what you say.
Airtight.
How you feel, daughter? She said you've done it.
I've done that.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So you said double penetration?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
thing is, we can never live this stuff out, right?
That's not true.
You
I
can.
She said it's not true.
You might need to hang with her. You can hear it out. You can start you can start living right now. That's what Sahar has to go. You want it? You
That's
hear
where I'm
it.
going.
You
She
hear
going to
it.
trapeze. She going to
And
trapeze.
one thing about her show, you get what you want.
I already know where you want it.
Woo, how you want it? How you want it?
And how you want
How
it.
you want it?
But we're taught that that's not acceptable, so we don't
I got
share
you.
that.
Ooh.
We appreciate your honesty.
We don't share this.
I appreciate your honesty. Would you?
Oh, you mean light, right?
Tico asked the question. She said you wanted double penetration too in this dream of fantasy?
DP, airtight.
I
Said airtight.
But she said it was brave.
plus other stuff going on.
Airtight is all three. Mouth.
Double penetration in here.
It's
Hold
brave.
on. You know what he called it? See, I love this new lingo.
She want 3D glasses. 3D. You got her 3D glasses on right now. She seeing 3D.
You know what he called it? He talking about she want airtight. All the holes on.
Airtight.
Don't sneeze in, mama.
I like it.
Y'all ain't never heard any woman say that before.
No.
I want to be
But I love it.
airtight.
That's why I love this
Oh, I
podcast.
gotta go, man.
I'm learning.
I'm
out of this.
that, and I can never tell my fiance that.
Right, that you want two
sexually
dicks.
I wasn't satisfied because.
Oh,
not
hell
everything
no.
I
If you
wanted
gonna
to
marry
do.
somebody.
But guess what? Can we do me a favor? Can we all for real show love for the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not just.
I love it. I love it, man.
For real.
That's dope.
Y'all had me in
That's not
tears
my
over
judgment.
here.
I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm listening. I'm promising.
Shit is
Take
crazy.
it all
I
back.
bet.
Get some shit out.
I'm gonna cry.
Actually, that wouldn't even work for me because she said she wants three dicks.
Yeah.
She can have one with me. I'm only bringing the dick to the party.
Songs about
I'm not bringing nothing else.
I'm going in the
No,
first.
I'm not doing that. That ain't gonna work.
One on the grill and done, baby.
That's it.
Bam.
One number.
Yeah, go get your
One in your buns.
Get your foot long and grill it out.
Vaughn, you strike me as a person that, like, when you were younger, like, really hot out here, you probably would have ran the train, at least. Not in the same room, but
You know what
she in there, she ready, and then, it's your turn.
Yeah, you know,
You just strike me as that.
I'm with that. I'm cool. I'm with that. I love that. You know what I was taught in my life, and I love that. I'm not. That's fine. It's amazing because my somebody that was dear to me told me always be what they think you're not. So every time you looked at me, you thought I was something that I ain't. So that's what you think, and that's great. I love that. That's what you're supposed to do. But I'm like, Prince, I ain't gonna tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's controversy. Whatever you say, that's what it is. But I know. But let me say this to answer your question, because we cool. I've never had a train, and the reason I never ran the train on a girl, and it's the truth, because one is not attractive to me. Because at the time, it wasn't a girl like Sahar who says, this is what I want. It looked like it was more taking advantage of a girl in a scenario. Not rape. Now, I ain't gonna say that, not rape, but taking advantage of a girl who just wanted it, didn't know it, but then after it was over, she has to be elated after that. She might be elated after that, so that's a different turn on compared to somebody who's questioning it. The second thing why I've never done it, I could have, I was an athlete, all this, is because first of all, I'm only going first. I'm not going no more. And I'm only going first. And I don't know if you want to go behind me. That's it. So I don't want you to tell me it's a time limit, because if I go first, it ain't a time limit. It's only when I'm done. So you might still be out there. We started at 3 and now, nigga, it's 9. That's what I'm saying. So it never, that's the truth. It never works for me. So that's never happened. But I understand what you're saying. But it's cool. And that's cool. I've been stereotyped so much. You can call me whatever you want. But one thing I want you to do is call me.
Good boy.
You hear?
Call me.
I'm drinking that. Hey,
I'm a lot of things that you think that I am that I ain't. But anyway, back to it. Come on, man, keep it going. This is real good. It's real good. Okay, Cole, so here we go. Here we go. Since y'all ain't got no questions, shit, I got plenty.
No,
here we go.
They're sitting there like, I don't know what to
I'm enamored. Learning so much.
Have it ever happened in your experience to where you share with two beautiful people, a man and a woman, in a relationship, that you was better than his wife or his girl? Did that cause a problem? because you was better, you was more intimate, you was this, then it caused a problem. Seriously.
But who said I was better? Did I think I was better?
No, he said you was better.
The reaction,
He felt the
a natural reaction.
Like she got to see you.
Like,
she
oh,
done
nigga,
did everything
like
to
that.
him. Watch this. She done did everything to him. He acted
Right.
some kind
So
of
you're
way.
saying
Like,
the wife
like
is
that.
looking at me like, oh, she must be better than
Michael
me
Jackson
because
kicks
his reaction to me is different
Yes.
than my. No.
Like a nigga get up and do a
No,
Michael
because
Jackson
that's
kick
not,
or some shit
that's
like.
not a part of the
Damn,
culture, right?
Okay.
Oh, it's not.
So it's a
Yes,
culture.
women.
It's not?
Yeah, lifestyle. Being in lifestyle is a culture. It's not just something that I'm doing. It's who I am, right? And so, typically, if I'm engaging in sex with a couple, I kind of have a good idea whether or not that woman is insecure.
Okay.
I don't deal with problems. I don't want to be a part of no situation where the woman is looking at me. I had that before sex where I got bad energy from the woman because the man is all, hands on and she's like,
Is it because he initiated
Right,
or
right.
they both initiated?
I don't know. And I don't care. I don't give two
Right.
shits
I'm not
about what
even
their
going.
problem is. I'm stepping off. Y'all can handle y'all shit over there. Because what I'm not going to do is be sucking your man's dick and you going to hit me upside my head with a frying pan. Like, that's never going to happen. You feel me?
Damn.
But that's what I think,
No,
right? I
it's
think that once I'm doing something, she could do anything. If I'm in the
Right.
moment and
And
she,
you're
or
in a
she's
vulnerable
standing by,
position.
and plus when I'm having sex with a couple, I want the woman too. So a lot of times it's not even the man that's the draw for me. It's the woman that's the draw for me.
So if you had to choose one,
Jazzy.
and without the other, you couldn't have a one. Would you choose a woman for the rest of your life or a man?
Neither, never. I would never do that.
I know. I just want to see
That's
if you're gonna.
oh
come
yeah,
back
that's
to it.
never. That's never. I will never do that.
You like a buffet. You want to eat it all.
all of it.
Damn.
Like everything.
That's why I'm gonna call you Sahar. I'm gonna call you AKA Wyans, AKA.
Why them cheap ass nasty places? Why
It's just a program of all you can eat.
The
That's
chops.
all.
There you go.
We can go
The
to
chops of it all.
Raised in the City brunch.
Whatever.
all
All you
All
can
you
eat.
can eat
That
is basic.
shit
What were they child?
Wait, okay,
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
All the meat.
All the meat.
All
That's Arby's though.
There you go.
That's Arby's though. We got
Do y'all think that this? Go ahead.
It's really personal,
Speak up. Go ahead.
but it's gonna bring it back to what I wanna find out.
Go ahead.
In that lifestyle, as a woman specifically, like where does like having children fall into it? And before you answer though, because it's a loaded question.
Okay.
So when there's a child involved, okay, so say for instance, so what I'm trying to do with this. Okay, so if you have a child involved and I don't want to bring it around.
Do you tell your child?
Do you tell your child? Or,
How do you tell your child? What do you tell your child?
Yeah, like how do you raise them? Like if you're not in a quote unquote relationship with a person, whether it's a woman or a man, like how do a child how do you raise a child?
The same way you raise a child who has no father. The same way you raise a child who has no mother. The same way a gay couple raises a child. You tell them the fucking truth. Right? Now, a lot of times, a lot of my friends, they're married, they're pastors, they work for the feds, they are in the military. Like, they cannot be open like I am. You understand? They can't get on a platform and say, I have sex with multiple people.
Right.
Because they're concerned about their children or their children's friends. My daughter's 25, so she knows everything about what I do. And I've never hidden anything from my daughter. I raised my daughter on my own, and I've always been honest with my child. I'm honest with everybody. My auntie is a pastor. She knows. We've had conversations about it. I don't hide who I am from anybody, and that's a choice that one can make, right? So you can raise your child in truth, or you can raise your child and pretend like you're not doing X, Y, Z, and then when they find out about it, they're devastated. Like, oh, mommy, you're a hoe. Then it becomes a problem.
Right.
When if you just talk to them, and I'm not saying tell your child like, yeah, baby, I suck multiple dicks, and I'm like, what I'm not saying that.
Yeah, but
I'm
truth.
saying you can raise your child with a free
what
mind,
you
like
understand.
if it's like Will and Jada, right?
Right.
Listen to how Willow speaks. They didn't raise their children with the ideas that society says that they should pay attention to. Like, this is who you're supposed to be. Willow is like, no, I would rather have an open relationship. I don't believe in monogamy. You know, and she's like 22 or something. You understand? So it's about how you nurture your child. So if you want your child to have a free mind, if you want your child to be a free thinker like you say that you are, right? Then that's how you raise your child and let them determine. My daughter is not into open relationships. My daughter is not a swinger. My daughter still wants a monogamous relationship. Exactly, but it was her choice to make.
So.
I didn't sell her the Walt Disney lie. I didn't sell her the romance novel lie. You're gonna wait for the one man to come and sweep you off your feet and you're gonna be happy for the rest of your life. Because you know what Disney movies do? They stop at the beginning. They say the end when everybody's walking off into the sunset. That's the fucking beginning. They just met. Show me Cinderella and Prince Charming 10 years from now with a couple kids. The motherfuckers ain't walking hand in hand in the goddamn sunset.
It brought me to ask you that only because
That's something to it.
I feel like a lot of women don't go the route that you go. They may want to, they got it in their heart, but they don't do that because they have children.
Or in other reasons. Because of their careers, because of their parents, because of their other friends.
Right.
That you're exactly right. So the majority of my friends, like I had a podcast and none of my friends are gonna come on. None of them. They don't even want their voice to be heard. In the book, I had to change everybody's name, everybody's location, because no one, I used some other like descriptive characteristics that people who know, but you wouldn't know who I was talking about, and you wouldn't know that, you know, Gina and Martin. So I like kind of named everybody after like, you know, classic black, you know, couples, right? Like from the movie. Exactly. So like no one knows who Gina Martin is except Gina Martin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they know who they are because none of them want to be exposed. And I understand that and I respect that. So I'll never get on here and say, yeah, my friend such and such and me, him.
Of course.
I'll tell stories.
Yeah, we don't want that though.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Their identity.
That's not their. It's just like they want to live like that, but they can't. They just don't have. It's not built like that.
So it's not that they aren't living their truth. Sorry, it's not that they aren't living their truth. They're just not vocalizing it like me. They're not on a platform on a sandboard with a fucking megaphone saying, "I love the fuck." You know what I'm saying? That's me.
Oh, somebody gotta do it.
Right.
Somebody.
For sure.
That's the way.
I like it.
Y'all quiet over here.
I'm just listening.
It's called Cinderellas Syndrome. It's a real syndrome. If you look it up, you can look at that. And then we operate 90% out of our subconscious and 10% of our conscious. So we don't know that what we're seeing or what we're doing or what we're saying is just conditioned. So for sisters like this to say that's the first step. So like, I don't really know what I want. Now you make it, do I want one or two?
Do I want one?
Let you think about it.
Two is amazing.
Ask the right questions down I can have. Like that feels good.
It's exhilarating. It is absolutely exhilarating.
How many times you fuck a week?
Are
Depends
you
on the
talking
week.
about at one time?
Oh.
No, I don't care what it is. Period. Because we know sex is important, so how many times you fuck a week?
It depends. Like right now, I'm in like a little dry spell because I'm busy. Right? So it's not like all I do is sit there like this. Like, fuck me, like all day. I got shit to do.
You said what? Oh, you don't do what?
I said I don't just sit around and just fuck all day. Like I got shit to do.
I missed it though.
I know. So right
but
now.
But you did something. I thought you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Boy, you crazy.
I had to do that for all the fellas out there.
They got it both times.
They got the business.
They'll be getting the camera like shit.
But on average, like on a good week, I know maybe 10.
10 what?
Times.
10 times a week.
But I'm talking about with different.
Can't nobody keep up with you.
Hold on, time out.
Wait.
Did you hear that?
That's key.
Can't nobody keep up with you.
That's key.
10. You
I
said
said
what?
with different people.
You said 10 times a week with different people.
Okay, so I gotta ask, how do we keep safety and soul ties out of that? Like, because at some point, you know, I guess it gotta be your mindset, but I'm a spiritual woman, so I know we got a portal. Not trying to go deep, y'all, but for real, you know, something come inside of us and stay with us, and then two, how we protect ourselves from disease or from, you know, how does that work?
Well, first of all, ain't nobody coming inside of me. So that's number one. I'm not in a relationship. I ain't letting no man come inside of me. You strapping the fuck up, period, right?
What about the mouth?
I'm not. Oh yeah, I mean I don't suck a dick without it. But you still you ain't coming. Oh, you mean will I let a guy come in my mouth?
Well,
is that the question, or do I suck a dick without a condom?
Both.
No,
He really was asking the twins. So what you said, sucker didn't come in my mouth, or this. He's like, boy,
you get the paperwork. You get that paperwork and be like, look here, baby. Look at the date on that. That's a clean boy to help right there. You can go there. He takes all his pineapple.
So I don't suck dick with a condom. No, that's not sexy to me at all. That's not sexy at all.
So that's not.
But I don't. Wait a minute. But I don't let anybody come in my mouth either.
Okay.
I don't. That's for me. That's something that I would do with a partner that is a regular partner. No, they not even. We don't have to be in a relationship with somebody that I fuck regularly. And if we're doing that, then we're fucking raw anyway. You understand? Like you're not gonna come in my mouth and you can't come in my pussy. Like that don't make sense.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, to me that don't make sense. And I can't get pregnant, so I'm straight. Like, so that's
When you tied your tubes?
No, I have an IUD. The world.
Yeah, that's
So I don't. So
It still happens, FYI.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen to me.
Right. I have one too. I get it. Yeah. I got one.
Oh, yeah, it does happen.
Question, since y'all look like y'all came together anyway, y'all look all good, everybody take a picture, y'all look like y'all together. I mean, y'all look like, yeah, there you go. Don't over there and touch on it. She wanted you to touch on it. So here's my question. To Yeah, man, y'all gonna have all the producers back there in the bathroom looking at the picture. Good God Almighty! Don't you keep your tongue in your mouth like your mama does. Don't you be doing that. Hey, so Prince, here's the question, right?
Lord.
You didn't see the tongue that was on your head, boy.
I didn't see it, but I can only imagine. It was wonderful. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Did somebody take a picture? Oh, it's on camera.
Yes, Lord.
So my question.
Zone.
I got excited. So y'all together. Y'all just met. Not together. You just met.
Right.
She tells you all of this that she wants to do. You was really into her. You want to make her your girlfriend. After she tell you what she told you, could you still make her your girlfriend, honestly? You. I ain't talking about nobody else. You.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I could.
You could?
You said, yeah, I could.
I could. And the reason why is because, you know, I think that, and I think we put a lot of emphasis in our minds and we have a lot of barriers. So I think as we grow and we continue to gain knowledge, I think we change the idea of what things should be and all of that. You know what I'm saying? My mom and dad were ministers, they're pastors. I was raised in the church, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But as I grew and I gained knowledge, and my mom talked to me about sex, man, I sit with my mom and we'll talk about sex like me and some of my boys talk. And she'll be like, look, I'm finna get you a book. You finna learn about, before you have sex with anybody, you gonna know what you're doing. So here go some information. And she educated us. So a lot of times, a lot of things through life, we're not educated. So we start to learn and we start to gain. And I think as we get older, we expand our knowledge. And I think, you know, for me, I'm not inhibited by too much. You know what I'm saying? As I've gained.
I got you. I love it. So she's now your girl. She take you to a swingers party. You go over here. She's like, baby, she fine as hell. Fuck her. And then the dude come over here and want to fuck your girl. You cool with that?
Yeah, I'll be cool with that. Because that's her lifestyle.
We in a relationship there, boo.
Because she already would have told me that.
Right
she told
now,
me that.
baby.
So I'm like, okay, hey, shit. I'm good.
What you pointing at me for?
Same
You didn't say nothing, you get pointed like, you didn't say something.
Same question.
Can you do it?
Can I do it? I believe I could.
Yeah.
I got 2 boyfriends now,
And
y'all.
you can watch her get fucked by another man and everything.
I don't know if I want to watch it, but I mean,
Yeah. Now I'm saying y'all was
could
going
be a
swinging
rumor.
though. I gave you.
that ain't my style.
Okay, but
I think she will respect that because that's
You know, with us being, and I can speak for her too, because we grew up very traditional, and have the Cinderella view as was kind of raised that way, if you will, or conditioned. My question for you is, what brought you to the point to where you said, F it, this ain't for me, I tried it, or whatever the scenario is, what brought you to that point to say, this is my truth, and I'm gonna live out loud with my truth and forget everybody? That's my first question. Second question.
Wait, let her answer that and then do it.
Because I don't want to get cut off.
You're not gonna get cut off. You're not gonna be cut off.
That's the second question. They might go together.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't.
Okay,
They
well,
don't.
yeah,
I already
okay.
know.
All right, well, cool.
They're not together.
So I had recently gotten divorced, but that really wasn't the catalyst. It was me deciding that I knew I didn't want to be in that kind of relationship ever again. I was tired of the regular relationship, right? I didn't know what I wanted. I just didn't want that.
Okay.
Marriage wasn't for me. I didn't know that monogamy wasn't for me. I just knew that idea wasn't for me. That shit doesn't work. It wasn't working. It had never worked for me. And then I met a man that kind of introduced me to the lifestyle in a way that it's something that you are, right? So initially when he introduced it to me, and I kind of talk about that in the book, I was scared. But I was more scared of telling him, of showing him who I was, right? Because, you know, he wasn't the only person I was fucking, right? But I didn't tell him that.
Right.
You know, and it wasn't like we sat there and exchanged like stories, you know, who he was sleeping with. Well, we just did whatever. We were just hanging out, and, you know. And when he first broached the topic of relationship, I stepped all the way off, sabotaged it. We didn't talk for 2 years, right? And then we kind of reconnected. And when we reconnected, he's just like, I just want to be honest. I just want to kind of share who I am with a woman, right? But it's number one factor, something that had to exist with any woman that he got serious with was that she had to be fucking another man. He did not
had to.
Yes.
What?
He did not want to be with a woman who was not fucking another man. He knew that he wasn't a one-man woman,
Okay.
a one-woman man.
So he
didn't
Okay.
want to be with a one-man woman.
I get you.
Because he's like, that's not even real for me. So why would I want a woman who thinks that that's real? I know that I'm going to have sex with other women, and I want to be able to share that with my partner. I don't want to have to pretend to her like I don't want that. So that was new for me, for a man to just come out and say, I need you to be fucking somebody else. You cannot just be fucking me, right?
Yeah.
So all of that was kind of new, and then him wanting to know, not necessarily who I was fucking, but that I was fucking somebody else. Because typically, right, because of that fear that women have, it's not usually okay to tell a man that you're having sex with other men, right? It's a problem. It's a huge problem. So we kind of keep that to ourselves. Or even that you fantasize about other men, because the question earlier on the show was like, you know, no, you guys wouldn't even accept $100 million to fuck a man. It's like, what? Shit, give me a shot. It's on. You know what I'm saying? I don't need $100 million. I don't need $5, right? But women can't sit in a room like this amongst people and on camera and say, yeah, I would fuck another man for $100 million. You know, because your potential husband could be watching. So now you fucked up a potential mate because he's like, oh, that bitch would take some money and cheat on me. So I don't know, right? So even though that person might not be in this room, that person could be somebody that will listen to or watch the show later, and now that man doesn't want you. So you're not gonna put yourself out there and say that about yourself, right? So I didn't
That's not
want
all
to.
women though.
And I'm not saying
all
women.
Okay. I'm like,
Because I'm not even saying that, just like you said, you don't
Yeah.
masturbate.
Right.
I don't understand that, but
I have a good reason.
okay,
but,
okay.
You know,
but
yeah.
But so and that's okay. I'm just saying that fear would definitely drive a woman or even a man to not live in their truth.
True.
So meeting him and him kind of introducing that to me and wanting to be honest, then allowed me to just let it go. And I'm like, oh, I can tell you want to suck another dick.
Oh, I got another dick to suck.
And I got another dick to suck.
Yeah.
I mean, he would even help me
what
find
I'm
men to
talking
have
about.
sex with. We would go hunting for people to fuck.
Wow.
Okay,
It was
so
amazing.
now this will lead into my next question.
PTP.
So
It was amazing. I don't know.
PTF.
have you ever experienced in this scenario or in this area of your life, have you ever experienced intimacy then?
Oh, I'm intimate whenever I want to be. So what
But
do you
now I'm
mean?
not. And can you separate? Is it sex you can separate intimacy
It's
from
all
the sex.
compartmentalized. I don't need intimacy to have sex. All I have to do is want to have sex, and that's a lot, right? So I can fuck in the bathroom here, sit back down here, and act like nothing fucking happened, right? And you don't ever have to look at me. I don't need you to look at me. I don't need you to hold my hand. I don't need you to kiss me. I don't need you to hold me. I don't need any of that if that's not what I want from me, right? But if,
I feel so used now. After what we had in there.
That's why I said, I feel so used. I thought we really had something special in there. I thought
you looked in my eyes.
you looked in my eyes. When you, I was looking at you, looked up to me.
You looked up to me.
Right. It was nothing.
and the men have said that to me, like.
That's an ego.
Yeah, like
That's
did
an
you
ego
just
buster.
did you just like treat me like a woman?
That's an ego.
Right?
Hey,
And I
you
said
know
no.
what?
I
No,
didn't treat
you know
like
what
a
it is?
woman.
I think, see, just the way you speak of it, I know that a lot of men that you're going to deal with don't deal with that passion at home. That because you got a passion for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I know that when you do it with all you got.
Sir.
I mean, yeah.
I ain't putting no ice and Vaseline in my pussy. I promise you that much.
Wait.
Cabbage patch.
Oh my Lord.
That's that. Got it.
Well.
Hey, but look.
I'm sorry, did you ask your second question?
It led about
the
the
intimacy.
intimacy.
Oh, okay.
The intimacy.
What
So
you about
it's
to
just separating the intimacy. So okay, so now, have you found yourself in love, like truly in love, and wanting to connect with them on an intimate level, not just, the sex?
I was in love with
Once.
my ex. I still love my ex.
Okay, so
Damn.
But that doesn't stop me from wanting to have
be.
sex with other people. It doesn't stop me from wanting to connect with other people. I don't believe that when you're in love with someone that's it.
Okay.
I don't believe that is a final position. It's me and you and that's it.
Final
I'm not gonna be
destination.
attracted to
You
my
like
I'm not gonna be like
you like multiple positions.
Okay, have y'all
Yeah, all
seen
that.
that? Okay, there's a meme or something psychologically. I'm not sure how true this is, but I've experienced this. But when you're in love, like other people
They're
aren't
funny.
they're not attractive. It's like something switches, and it's not that you're not handsome to me. I can see you and be like, oh, he's handsome, but
I ain't checking for you like that.
You're not moving me because I'm in love with him. I am in love with him. I got eyes for him. You cute. You look good. Woohoo. But I'm here. That's why the same thing, like if Tank walked in this room, if I'm in love with him, I don't care if it's Tank. I'm in love with him.
You better hope Tank don't start singing and taking his shirt off. She gonna start thinking.
I deserve
You might hear that word. I'm telling you right now. Hey, when Tank walk in here, you better put a muzzle on him, cause boy, she gonna be a real soft for you.
Look, it'll be a test.
Listen, hey, a
It's
challenge.
gonna be shaky
It won't be a
for
Carrie
about
Talk
20
challenge.
minutes.
But I love you.
Oh man, thank you, baby.
Can we talk? Can you talk with this
why
in your
does
mouth?
love have to stop you from having those sexual desires for another person?
What you gonna say?
Okay.
I don't think it has to. For me, in my experience, it just has. Like, legit. Like I said, there have been I'm talking about some handsome men
But
that
do you
attract.
think
I'm
that
like,
it's because you've been nurtured to believe that when you are in love, you're supposed to
Tradition.
shut down everybody else? It's not okay. So if internally you believe that when I'm in love, my pussy is not supposed to get
You seen
wet
grandmama do it, you
for
seen
another
auntie
person.
do it,
Like,
you
I
seen
am not supposed to.
I mean, because put it this way, I feel like it makes me human. Again, I can be attracted, even sexually attracted to somebody else, but it's something about like I don't have the desire.
I crave your touch.
I
I crave
you.
your kiss.
Yeah,
I crave
I want you.
Your shit.
I don't want.
That's
They
what
want that
Like
shit.
that's cool.
They want that
Like, that's
shit
cool to
shit.
look at and sure. And I don't feel like it's. I don't feel like it's
That touch.
a programming. This is
Question.
just
I don't want them. It's like a flat out.
Question though for the baddies.
Yes, sir.
Question: are y'all in relationships now?
Am I?
Either one of y'all, both of y'all.
Oh, I mean, I got friends, you know.
Got a friend.
Yeah, there y'all go, boy. The curl twist.
The curl twist.
I mean, you know.
And I'm assuming it's not the same.
Well, I do.
Absolutely not. We don't share. We don't share. We don't do that.
Well, I do have a question though, because I used to say intimacy because of intimacy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it became a belief. But then even when he into me and saw, and it was intimacy, sometimes I still just craved attention from others because I got so much of it. I feel like I'm a beautiful woman. I feel like I've been a lot of places and I got a lot of attention. So when I would get with a man, and even my own principles and beliefs, I'm like, dang, dude really loved me. He really liked me. But at the end of the day, fine as hell. Like, he came at me, so I haven't experienced it. I'm on 30. I have not experienced that type of love yet, you know. And I don't know if it's out there or not, but I do believe I'm open to receive it. But it's like, how do you break that? Innately, like inevitably, like we want to be loved. We want to have that person that's like that cool thing with us. Even when we get that, you ain't never been in it. How do you even maintain it? So I'm like, I'm messed up all the way around. I'm trying to see.
I'm trying to find out. Let me find out.
I will put some clarification on this, in my opinion, right? Between what you said and what she said, it's a little different because you was like, you know, when I have this one guy and I'm in love, all I see, and that's what I see, and I almost see nothing else in this. But also, before you get to the guy, I think y'all principles of what you want is already different. Yeah. So it's even easier for you to say when you get that guy, you closed off, because when you don't have a guy, you ain't fiending like she's fiending. You know what I'm saying? Without a guy. You get my point? Before the guy even get in the picture, she's fiending a little different because she's actually fiending it and executing it. Even if it's multiple guys or whatever, she's like, I fucking love sex and I love having sex. No, look, watch it. I ain't finished. I fucking, no man. I fucking love sex and I love having sex with multiple guys. Start there.
Right.
She's single.
Right.
You do this, you single. You say, I love sex.
Yeah.
But it don't keep going to multiple guys for you naturally.
No.
It don't.
For me, in order for her to work, there has to be.
And that's the connection I'm saying.
Yeah.
You need something that works. She just said, give me a shot. We in the bathroom and I'm knocking it off.
I'm in the closet.
That's the difference.
Right. I can be in the closet, but it's got to be with the one that I want.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
And that's your truth and that's her truth, and that's why it's easier. You know what I'm saying?
I can do what she do all day with the one that I want, or who, you know, whatever. Yeah, with the person
A little
that
side little situation.
with my situation, whatever that
I get it.
situation is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You go crazy.
It turns me on, and I want to see about it.
Hey!
Everybody part, right?
See about
Like you said, when you got eyes for a person, you got eyes for them, right? So I feel like naturally a woman, a heterosexual woman, you know what I'm saying, to a man, woman, whatever. I mean, woman to man. That you kind of, when a woman love a man and interested in a man, you consume yourself with him.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
Naturally, a woman consume herself with a man. You're not going to have eyes for nobody else. You want to see, when that man walk in that room, you're looking at him and you kind of trying to figure out what he want before he even know what he fucking want. That's just how we are. We just nurturing that with a regular woman that...
Don't say regular.
Okay, not the general woman. You know what I mean? Me as a heterosexual.
Yeah, generally, yeah. That makes sense.
A woman, that's too much energy. Like, okay, I can't consume myself with multiple men because I'm not trying to be with every man because I gotta put all my 100%. I can't give my 100% to this guy, that guy. If you
But you just fucking though.
I mean, if you see,
Right, you speaking for yourself.
Yeah, you see, well,
Right.
I'm speaking for myself, and women got
who think like you.
If you just smashing, then it's different.
generally. I think it's more women that probably think,
I think it's the opposite.
Like,
I think that more women are afraid
Well,
to be anything besides that, because again,
That's
they live their lives to be
Nature versus
chosen by a man. They live their lives waiting for this relationship, women do not dictate relationships. Women do not dictate whether they're in a relationship or not. A man dictates that. If a man doesn't want to be with you, you ain't got no man.
Yeah.
Period. You could want to be with a man all day. If the man is not choosing you, then you're not in a relationship. If a man doesn't ask for your hand in marriage, you are not a wife. So a man dictates that. So when a man is dictating that, you are not going, and you crave that. If that's what you want, you are not going to be anything outside of what that man is going to want, because he will not want you. He's going to move on to the next one.
I hear that. I hear what she's saying.
No, he will.
I hear what she's saying.
I'm telling you that he will. No, I'm telling you that he will. He
got a
does.
household with kids and a husband and stuff like that.
Even with
don't worry about if he out there.
But I fuck husbands all the time. A husband doesn't stop a man from wanting a woman or wanting another woman. I fuck husbands all the time.
Let's talk about it.